Imagine finishing dinner, sitting on the couch, and choosing exactly what movie to watch without leaving home. Today that sounds normal, but decades ago it felt almost magical. Before streaming and DVDs, families relied on a small plastic cassette called the VHS tape. It made it possible to watch rented movies, record television shows, and replay special family moments whenever they wanted. For many people, it became part of everyday life. But how could a simple plastic box store an entire movie? The answer is a clever mix of magnets, moving parts, and careful engineering. Today, we're opening one up to discover how VHS tapes worked. Right here, on History of Simple Things. VHS stands for Video Home System. It was introduced by the Japanese company JVC in 1976. At the time, another format called Betamax was already available. Betamax produced slightly sharper pictures, but its early tapes could only record about 1 hour. That was not enough for many movies or sporting events. VHS tapes could record around 2 hours, making them more practical for families. Movie studios, rental stores, and electronics companies gradually supported VHS, helping it become the world's most popular home video format. Soon, millions of homes owned a VCR, short for video cassette recorder, along with shelves full of videotapes waiting to be watched. Although a VHS cassette looks solid from the outside, the real magic is hidden inside. Open one carefully, and you would find 2 plastic reels connected by a long strip of magnetic tape. This tape is about ½ an inch wide and is coated with tiny magnetic particles. Those particles are where all the video and sound information is stored. When you slide the cassette into a VCR, a small door on the front automatically opens. Inside the machine, several arms gently pull part of the tape out of the cassette and wrap it around a shiny spinning drum. This happens in only a few seconds, even though it looks like nothing is moving from the outside. The tape does not simply travel straight across the drum. Instead, it wraps around it at an angle. This unusual path allows the VCR to fit much more information onto the tape than would otherwise be possible. The spinning drum is the heart of the entire system. Attached to it are 2 tiny recording heads, each no larger than the tip of a pencil. When a VHS tape is playing or recording, this drum spins at around 1,800 revolutions per minute, while the tape itself moves forward very slowly. Instead of running straight past the heads, the tape is carefully pulled out of the cassette and wrapped around more than half of the drum at an angle. This recording method is called helical scan. At first, this design might seem unnecessarily complicated. Why not simply let the tape move straight across a fixed recording head, like an old cassette tape? The answer is speed. Video contains far more information than sound. If engineers had used stationary heads, the tape would have needed to move several feet every second just to record enough data. A 2-hour movie would have required an enormous reel of tape. The spinning drum solved that problem. Even though the tape itself moves slowly, the heads race across it because they are mounted on the rapidly rotating drum. This creates a very high recording speed without wasting tape. As the heads sweep across the moving tape, they record narrow diagonal stripes instead of straight horizontal lines. Each stripe contains part of a television picture, and together thousands of these tracks recreate smooth-moving video. Think of it like painting a road. Instead of slowly drawing one long line from start to finish, imagine someone holding a paintbrush while spinning in circles as they walk forward. That spinning motion covers much more surface while using the same distance. The VHS recorder works in a similar way, packing an incredible amount of information into a relatively small cassette. The VCR also has several other important parts working together. Small guide rollers keep the tape perfectly aligned. A metal shaft called the capstan, along with a rubber pinch roller, pulls the tape through the machine at an exact speed. If the tape moved even slightly too fast or too slowly, the picture could become distorted or lose synchronization. Every moving part has to stay perfectly timed, almost like the gears inside a mechanical watch. Recording sound worked a little differently. Basic VHS systems stored audio along the edge of the tape using a separate stationary head. Later machines added hi-fi stereo sound by recording audio beneath the video tracks using the spinning heads, producing much richer and clearer sound without taking up extra tape. When you press record, the tape first passes an erase head that removes any previous recording. Next, the spinning video heads convert the incoming picture into changing magnetic patterns, while the audio heads do the same for sound. Those invisible magnetic patterns remain on the tape until they are recorded over again. During playback, the same heads read those patterns instead of writing them, turning them back into electrical signals that the television displays as moving pictures with synchronized sound. A VHS tape was more than a way to watch movies. It changed daily life. Families recorded birthdays, school performances, and vacations. People could save television programs and watch them later instead of rushing home before they started. Video rental stores became popular because almost anyone with a VCR could enjoy a movie for the weekend. Of course, VHS was not perfect. Rewinding a movie could take several minutes. Tapes sometimes became tangled inside the machine. Dust, worn tape, or dirty recording heads could cause fuzzy pictures, wavy lines, or missing sound. Strong magnets could even erase the recordings by disturbing the magnetic particles on the tape. That is why people were told to keep VHS tapes away from speakers and other powerful magnets. As technology improved, DVDs arrived with sharper pictures, instant scene selection, and no rewinding. Later came Blu-ray discs, followed by digital downloads and streaming services. By the mid-2000s, VHS had largely disappeared from stores, and VCR production eventually ended. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.